Just gonna post everything. Boop. Q&A is up. Hey Aknok, hi.
Hey guys.
It will take a few minutes before everyone joins, so you can just chat. Oh, I should probably open the file with the questions, right? The questions. Ah, there you are. Okay. Boop and boop. Cool. So should we wait like 5 minutes before we start answering, or?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Let's just wait a bit.
So you can just tell us how how's everything going, and if you're going crazy from quarantine or you're enjoying it.
Well, the quarantine is like nearing its end, right? Isn't it? Here?
Yeah, well, I mean, the shops are open already, and everyone's pretty much back to work, but still it feels like, I don't know, it's just not right, you know?
But I mean, the most important thing for me is that it was finally sunny today.
Oh yeah,
Like
that's
it
true.
was a really hot day, but with sun, it was really cool.
I mean, I really liked it, but it's in like, I think tomorrow is supposed to get colder again. So, you know,
Uh,
it was just a little preview of summer, and then we're going
yeah.
back to winter. Hey Mello, something more. Oh, that's true. Did we already ask about chainsaw? I think we already talked about chainsaw on one of the streams, but automated smelter, I don't think we did that. So
Wow. So, Knut, are
Algnok
you
doesn't know
using?
you very well.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's using translator. But it's very impressive every time she does it.
Uh, Automated smelter. Automated in what way? You know, 200 words in Czech?
Oh yeah, and very creepy ones. She's learning from Duolingo, I think, and she sent me some of the like sentences that Duolingo is letting her translate, and it's very creepy in like what sentences they chose to to learn the foreigners, because that was like something, I'm afraid of my wife or something like that. It was like, okay, can you
Yeah,
write?
I've learned Spanish and Russian with Duolingo, and I think I can't help myself, but I I think that some people are just like projecting their fears into the sentences.
Yeah, I just don't get it. Okay, so the the automated smelter, I have no idea what it means, guys, to be honest. Can you explain it a little better? Like what it should actually do? Like that, do you mean like you could supply larger amount of these items and let it, you know? Oh yeah, so it's what I expected. So you would have the possibility to like supply a large amount of like ores, and it would smelt without you refilling it up like 12 pieces at a time.
Hmm, I see. Um, yeah, about the craftsman potion. Yeah, it's a question of balance, but this is definitely something that we can discuss. I don't see why not. So I'll discuss it with designers.
Okay, so make a little note because
Yeah.
I promise you they will ask in 14 days. Uh,
This is a problem that the future me will have to deal with. So that's perfectly fine.
you like doing this, don't you? You just keep pushing it to your future self.
Yeah, I'm just so good at like moving everything like further into future and then hoping that something will happen and yeah.
Like the day humanity figures out time travel, future Aleš will definitely kill the past Aleš. Like it's
Yeah.
inevitable. Okay, let's
Yeah.
start with the question. I think quite a lot of people showed up already, and I'm sure the rest will join. But I think we could start, right? So,
Sure. Yeah.
how far ahead do you plan your updates? You already know what will happen in 1.7 and 1.8. Do you already know what will happen in 1.9, 2.0, and so forth?
Yeah. Well, we usually what we know is roughly two updates ahead what's going to happen. I mean, uh, for example, this is something that I will probably talk about in one of the dev diaries soon, but 1.8 will be a little bit specific because it will be mostly about polish. Because now we've what we've done is we made changes to exploration and some other things, and there have been a lot of things that we had on back burner or in our backlog, and we we keep just like pushing them with every single update like with us, and we need to deal with them. Like there are things that need to be fixed, there are things that have been bothering players for months, for years even. And so 1.8 is a little bit specific in this regard because uh we are not, there are some features that we are planning for 1.8, but it will be a lot, in a lot of ways, about polishing the experience, obviously, both for the editor and exploration. Usually, like at this point, we would, if 1.8 would be like a normal update, the usual update, at this point we would already know everything that would be present in this update, all the features. Uh, Very likely some designers would be already working on some design documents, but we usually try not to make like long-term plans because they are usually they become invalid pretty soon. So we have like a long list of features that are requested by players, and then we discuss it with leads. We have every Monday at 1 p.m. There's a call where I talk to leads of departments. I mean, the lead artist, the lead programmer. There are two lead designers, and usually one of the talks is usually about what we're going to do in the next update. So uh, we, as I said, we roughly know what's going to be in 1.8. We This week we actually had a call about 1.9, and the next week we will finalize it, our ideas about what's going to happen in 1.9. The reason why we are not doing it any further than this is because things change a lot, and we are trying to be able to to respond quickly to the feedback that we are receiving. And what is also important, this is a special time for us because with 1.8, Islands will be fully released in China, and we expect that this will create a lot of additional feedback. What I find really interesting and good is that we like even a few months ago we thought that for China, for Chinese for Chinese market, it would be mostly about the islands as platform. But since then, we realized, or Tencent, or the Chinese players realized that we have exploration, and they seem to love it. So this is a good news because obviously now that we are putting a lot of effort and focus into exploration, this will be something that is also important because of the version we're going to release in China. So as I said, right now it's not really good idea to make big plans after 1.8. So we will be talking roughly about 1.9, but what really matters is the feedback that we're going to get. From what I know right now in China, there is over 1 million players who have islands in their wish list, and they haven't even started with some big like promotion or campaign. Uh, so yeah, things are looking good, and we'll see about future update, like about the things that they are going to have when this version is released, and we get feedback from them as well.
Okay, cool. Oh, it was a long answer. Okay. Uh,
Yeah,
one
that is.
one tiny side question from Mello is when are you gonna play with us on Friday stream?
Uh, okay, I definitely can. I usually suck at
Oh,
like
that's good.
anything like competitive.
Well,
Uh,
we need someone who really sucks for Mello to have a chance, you know. So
yeah.
no, so you do you think this
But I,
Friday?
I, al- but I always have like a lot of reasons that I have prepared why I'm not good at the thing. So yeah, I can. I think it's definitely going to happen soon.
So do you think it's possible you could join this or next Friday, maybe?
I'm not sure about this Friday. I need to check what my plans are.
Okay,
But I don't think I have anything planned right now. Yeah, but we'll see. But definitely this or the next one.
he has no social life. We're good.
Yeah. I
Okay.
just need to think about like if I plan to play some game, watch a movie.
Okay, good. I know these kinds of plans. Okay. There are two questions very similar. Next, and that is if Islands will ever be available on Mac or Linux. So I think
Yeah. Well, it is not that easy. Like as you probably know, Islands is made with Unity, and one would think that it should be really easy to just like switch the button and like export it as a Mac OS project or Linux project. Unfortunately, this isn't the case. Uh, when we if we released a version for even if we did it right now and we fixed some problems that there like definitely would be, we would have to keep doing this version, and it means that we would just like need to keep supporting it, and that's a lot of work that would need to be done. So, and it obviously is the question is like how many people would play that? Uh, the perfectly honest answer is probably that it's definitely possible, and I think that Mac OS could happen sooner than Linux, uh, and that would be because we're trying to get islands to schools. Uh, I think it would maybe make sense to have a version for macOS as well. But it's definitely possible. But we first, uh, as you probably might have guessed, we first need more players on PC and mobiles before we actually start thinking of different versions.
Okay, good answer. Okay, next question. Are there any plans to have more server providers instead of just Nitrado and Bohemia Interactive?
Not that I know of at this moment. If you think anyone would be a good option, just let us know and we can look into it.
Okay. Okay, why not? Oknok is asking.
Because like every we actually have we had servers originally we had servers at multiplay, and now they we are working with Nitrado. And the reason why we are not having more providers like this is that because every specific it's unfortunately it would be nice if it worked like we would just like give them some bill, they would run it on their machines and everything would be awesome. But unfortunately, every provider has the problems of their own. There are technical issues that we need to keep solving every time, and they are different for every provider. And even though it may seem that Ylands runs the backend servers run and the dedicated servers run without any major problems. If you could see our like monitoring software, you would see that there's a lot of moments where something wrong is happening, and that is normal. It's happening with every server provider. But it means that we need to like look after these things, keep checking them, keep discussing them with the provider. And having more provider than one obviously means more work in this regard.
Okay, hope that was enough. Okay, so no more providers for now. Can we have glass doors, and would it be possible to remove the streaks in the glass windows? Because there are
Yeah,
these.
yeah, Glassdoor definitely the streaks in the windows. There is really no glass, so if we remove the streaks, then there would probably be nothing.
Oh,
So
that is a thing that I don't really know, and I think that would be a good thing to point out here. Why is it that the glass itself was removed from the game?
yeah, that's because of how we at some point, and I'm totally not familiar how these like highly technical things work. So maybe I'm completely wrong, but I think I'm like there may be a little bit of truth in what I'm about to say. At some point, we implemented better, or let's say more suitable way of like rendering and lighting things in our game. And this like when you do some optimization, sometimes it comes with a cost at a cost. uh, and in our case is that there are problems with transparent materials.
Mm-hmm.
We actually had to do a lot of hacks just for the water to work to some degree. And if you remember, we used to have ice that was like
Mm-hmm.
semi-transparent. And with this new rendering system, it was like really misbehaving. So I think that at some point we would, and pretty much anything is doable, achievable, but it's a lot of work. So I'm pretty sure that at some point we will have materials that are more close to what glass or ice look like. But at this point, it's not. It would be a lot of work, and we have more pressing issues to attend. But maybe if the reason behind this question is that you find it that these streaks make it difficult to see through the windows. Maybe we could at least look into some ways of like making these a little bit less opaque,
Hmm.
more transparent.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Oknok suggested that they would like to at least be like colorable, these streaks, like they
Oh,
have their own color, and I think that it could be possible, right? It's just
yeah, I think
adding
that
another
that
channel.
definitely, yeah, it definitely is a problem. So that can be very easily done.
Okay, jump to the next question. Can we have rocket launchers? I did not expect that.
Yeah, well, what we try with islands with especially with weapons is that because we know it's game for kids as well, we are kind of trying to stay away from like any modern weaponry, and rocket launcher is one of the things that I think wouldn't really fit right now into the game. We had this similar discussion about mines, which are like super nasty things. Uh, so I don't think we are going to add rocket launcher as it is, but I think it's something that could quite like I think it could be scriptable. Like Nari, you would
Oh
probably
yeah,
know, but I think
like the
it's one of the things that could be scriptable.
well, the problem with these things, well, the only problem really about like creating these in editor is that we don't really have access to that many animations right now. You know, because like creating a weapon or well anything that player holds and uses is very hard because you have only so much animations, and right now we don't have a good way of accessing them, only through only through skills, and
Yeah.
that is something we already I think have issue for to create these more accessible. But I think this could be solved with just creating more animations, and players then could go on and create their own weaponry and anything else.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Okay, so moving on. Wait, I'm just gonna check a chat because there is some question here. Yeah, it's just a question if we're gonna get exploding head, propeller head that we had in the video introducing Nikki.
Yeah, the propeller head is nice. I wouldn't expect we would make an exploding one, but the head was really nice, so I think we will definitely add it to game.
Nice. That is a good thing actually. I really liked that. It was a good idea. Okay. Another question. Can we get a howitzer that shoots only fish in islands? What is howitzer? Do you know what howitzer is? I don't know.
It's like a large cannon, I believe, like the thing that just like
Okay.
fires shells.
Okay. It's a
Long-
gun, and it
Yeah.
shoots fish for some reason. So they would really like a fish gun because they specify and or some other fish gun.
I mean, did we really run out of like normal kind of questions?
This is this is completely legit question, I think.
Okay,
It's
no, I mean, what is I think it's probably something that you would expect that even designers from time to time
yeah,
like
that's
to
true.
add some really weird things. Uh, so yeah, like just keep providing us with this inspiration, and I'm pretty sure that some of these things will make their way into the game.
Okay. Wait. I just got lost. Yeah, there is a note from Oknok with where like when we add the swimming sharks, if we could add more sea life like sea turtles, dolphins, giant krakens that spawn instead of island-based custom scenarios and stuff like that. But I think this is far from being like first we need the sharks, right?
My idea. and this is still something that we're discussing, is that I would like 1.9 to be a lot about, in many ways, about water, about sea life, about sharks, about more undersea encounters, about, I don't know, fighting storms on your ship. So yeah, normally I would press for 1.8, but since 1.8 really needs to be like, there are so many things we have been like putting on the shelf, like, and they are, we just need some time to get back to them and fix them. So yeah, 1.8 will very likely contain these things.
Okay, cool. I mean, I can't wait for the sea life to come back because I really miss that. Uh, Another good question: can we get lasers? Maybe in the energy update.
Uh, that is definitely something that we will have when we do the energy update. We'll have lasers. I think
Nice.
what I can say is that when we designed energy, uh, we even planned to not have only the energy streams as they are now, but also have ones that would harm players. And we wanted to have things like, you would be able to detect if something uh, like, goes into that stream. Basically what you can do now with like breakcasting, but you would be able to link it to some machines and maybe create something like a perimeter where you would be, and you would be notified when someone would just like go through it. So yeah, there are a lot of plans like that, and lasers definitely.
Nice. Okay, Oknok is very mad at me right now because I skipped part of a question. So I just gotta go back, and that is about adding more fish to catch using the fishing pole. Because right now you can only catch like one kind of a fish, right? The bluish
Oh yeah,
one.
that would definitely, when we do the update with water, this will definitely be upgraded. The fishing sucks as it is. It was meant to be improved a long time ago, but it stayed on a paper inside a design document only.
Okay, sorry, just reading. What do you think about the idea of adding a game setting, like making energy lines visible to control if the propeller packs have unlimited flight or not? That will be a super beneficial for player-made games and legacy exploration maps.
We are already thinking about this in a way. The problem with this is consistency. Like, imagine we would like, obviously it's something that can be easily done, but imagine that you are traveling between islands and suddenly somewhere you can't use your propeller pack, or on another island you can use it, but it just like it gets depleted faster, and it would probably be a little bit, yeah, again, the word is confusing. So, oh, only for legacy and player made games. Oh yeah, that's, I can definitely see this happening. That I think we could do this.
Nice.
Speaking of legacy exploration, this is that, I know that this probably won't be very popular, but I this is with this game, with legacy exploration, we can't promise how long we're going to support it. So just that, for right now we have no like immediate plans to remove it from the game, but it can happen in future that we will need to have some bigger changes to the game. And if we need, if that would be a thing that would mean that we would specifically have to make some changes to legacy exploration just to make sure it's still working. we won't do it at that point. We will just like remove uh, legacy exploration. But I think that before that happens, I'm pretty sure that the normal exploration will become like so better and so much better and customizable that this won't be a problem really for players.
Yeah, like I think main thing about this is, as Okrog mentioned here, that before this like is removed or anything, there has to be some changes made for players to create the blueprints.
Yeah,
Transferring
yeah,
them.
definitely.
Yeah. Okay. So
Definitely.
don't
And as
break
for the
anything.
question, is it really needed to remove legacy from the game itself? Uh, Again, like it's not that we would want to remove it. It's just that the legacy exploration is using the same code as the new exploration, and at some point we may come to a moment where we would have to, I don't know, do some optimizations or introduce an or more. What is more likely is that we're going to introduce some new feature which would really be like so deeply integrated into the code that the exploration either would like it wouldn't run it would run no more unless we would pretty much do a version of this feature just for the legacy exploration. If that happens, that would be a good enough reason for us to shut down the legacy exploration. Uh, but like it, until this happens, we don't really want to prevent people from playing it. There's we have nothing to gain from just like shutting it down,
Hmm.
just only because we would want to.
Okay. So next question. Blah, blah. There it is. Is it possible to let the players have more control over the ladder placement? At least place them symmetrically by default. And can we have ship ladders and rope ladders allowed in blueprints in the future? I had no idea that would.
Uh, More, I mean, with let me start at the
Yeah.
end with the blueprints. Blueprints definitely need to change, and they will change in a lot of ways. Uh, as for rope ladders, I think we already mentioned this at some point. I can
I think so.
definitely see them being added into the game. I'm either I forgot to discuss it with designers, but I don't think I think we created an issue, a task with this. So yeah, like if we discuss something here and it doesn't come up for a long time, it doesn't necessarily mean it got lost um, in translation, but uh, very likely it has its own task, which there are hundreds of,
Hmm.
definitely hundreds of.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, but this is actually one of the things that I'm looking forward with 1.8. I'm not saying that we will be adding uh, that we will surely be adding rope ladders, but it will give us time to go through all of these things, some of them old, some of them new, and just like I think you hopefully you will be pleasantly surprised how many things will be improved based on your feedback.
Nice. Uh, Oknok is frustrated again. She's saying there are ropes and ladders in the game, and I
Okay,
I spaced
yeah,
out a little bit, but yeah, that's true.
yeah.
There are.
It's been so long since I built a ship in Ireland, so I don't really remember.
Yeah, but what you should take from it, the blueprints will be changed, and I'm sure that like we don't want any like necessary parts of ships not be
Yeah,
allowed in
but
those.
I think it's safe to make a promise here that rope ladders will definitely be in 1.7. the way I see it.
Oh, another thing
If
for
they are
future
already,
Aleš.
it shouldn't be a problem.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I know the bigger issue is with the like the placement. I still remember how much how painful that was. Yeah, I will discuss it with designers. I don't think that will be an easy way to like easily solved. Usually, whenever something like a specific things needs to be handled a little bit differently than the rest, it's a little bit problematic. But we'll discuss it and see what can be done about it. Uh, Also, I think I should stress that the fact that exploration will become more and more about sailing in future. So things like this will need to be fixed soon.
So it has a priority, and that's good to
Yeah.
know. Okay. Uh, will totem blocks be craftable in 1.7? Totem. Oh
Uh,
yeah, the ones. Yeah.
I think it's just the only thing that we need to do
It's just
is
set up
add
a recipe
set
for
up
that.
the recipe. So uh, if actually Naru can like take this as his like make it his personal commitment and just promise that he would make the recipes and then
I don't
we
like
can
making
have.
promises.
Okay, so I did my best. Now it's up to Naru.
No, okay, okay. I will create a small task for myself from this, and I will make them craftable. I have
Yeah.
Alesh's
By the way,
blessing.
don't you like forget like all of you guys that Naru is not a community manager. He's like firstly and foremost he's a designer. So he's one of the problems.
He's one of the pro. Wow, thanks.
If you
So
if you need something, you don't have to ask me. You can like just tell him, and it's his job to make you guys happy.
so this was the last Q&A with Aleš, everyone. I think I think we're done here. They should have never known about this, but okay, yeah. As far as these craftable items go, I think we should put, and I know that you guys already created some long ass list of items that should be craftable, and I'm not saying that all of them will be possible, but I think we could, you know, take it with the totem blocks and create more recipes from that for that as well. So Oknok, yeah, that is gonna be task for my mom. She's gonna make a list, and then I'm gonna go over it probably with Aleš as well because you know there are just so many things that like there could be things that can't be added into exploration. And oh, there's one thing. Aleš, someone was asking me, and I think it was Oknok about machine gun. The one, the newest weapon. I think it was around the newest weapon. The steel machine gun that we have in editor, I think it is not craftable in exploration, and the reason was that it was too powerful for exploration or something like this. So, do you think it could be added at some point, or do we still stand by being too powerful and not wanting it there?
Uh, I don't know. I don't know. I would need to like really discuss it with the
Yeah, yeah, of,
designers.
of course.
Yeah.
Okay, so oh yeah, yeah, it's not priority, but I just my brain, and I was proud of myself that I actually remembered that. So yeah. Okay, can we have a button to copy the orientation, like store rotation in editor for building mode? Because in editor you right click and you can store position and rotation of a block, and I think that would be good for the building mode as well, something like this at least, because it would make placing things easier, in the
Like you mean?
Well,
Like having this even when you are building things
in exploration,
in exploration.
yeah, because sometimes it's very hard to like place these things.
Yeah, I'm a little bit worried about like adding a lot of you know I think it's quite complicated as it is, to be honest, the building and like adding new things like this, it's always it requires new ways of like controlling things, new hotkeys or things like this.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm not really sure about the building. I think I think that might be or probably is still a lot of ways we can improve it as it is without like adding new functionality. So we would probably go that way. In the editor, I don't know, maybe it's that we are not like hinting this thing enough that you can do it.
Hmm.
I don't know if people are aware that there is such a thing as like copying and pasting. I don't know. We can discuss this.
Okay. Oknak is asking why were some receipts removed, like the guns from, and I had no idea we removed some. So,
Yeah. To be honest, me neither. I need to.
so
I would need to ask about this. I'm going. I'll ask about this.
okay. So, yeah. So yeah, make a list, please. That is actually good. What is going? Yeah, what is going on with the workshop? Are there any plans to improve it? Because there is a lot of issues with that.
Yeah, there is. Well, it's not that we wouldn't have plans. We have plenty of plans. The thing is, uh, the workshop isn't developed really by like internally by Ylands team. It's uh it's it's created by front end developers in Bohemia Interactive, guys who work on other things as well for other projects as well. So it's not that easy to like get them to work on these things. Uh, so we've done it like a first what I would call like a first round of improvements when we tried to fix the most like blatant issues and we sometimes with some things I think it has improved at least a bit. Fortunately, there are still things that are less than optimal. Uh, we'll our plan is to pretty much prepare like a second round of workshop improvements and hopefully the front end guys will get to that at some point soon ish.
Okanak is writing, we don't especially like the changes.
Okay, so okay, so we are not getting a lot of feedback on workshop in general. So feel free to
Oh yeah,
maybe yeah, sorry.
so sorry. There's just a second question that relates to this one.
Yeah.
Can we have a separate set of tags for the compositions? It was easy to search for a ship or a house earlier, and now it is a mess.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. So yeah, please make a thread and oh no one likes the workshop.
No,
That's sad.
honestly, like
I mean, this is like usually. I mean, new things always. There are always emotions when it comes to new things, but obviously, when some things work worse than they used to, uh, it's understandable that people don't like it.
I,
So so yeah, just but many times the things that are like super annoying can be solved with just like few like simple touches. So yeah, just please make a post about this. Make a specific thread where people would just comment on this and post what they like, what they don't like or what they hate the most about the workshop, both the new and the original one, and we'll do something about it.
Okay, there is actually a third one again for the workshop. Can you add the ability to change the description within the workshop website instead of only in editor? Because right now, when you're exporting a game, you have to set the description in the editor, and once you hit export, you get the description displayed, on the website where you're uploading, but you can't actually change it. And I think this is just added to the post, guys, and
Yeah, this is definitely some of the things that we need to fix. Uh, the workshop got like a probably the least amount of love so far from all the features we're working on, and it's mostly again because we are not in like this is not something we are developing internally. I mean, like we are in Bohemia Interactive, but not inside Team Islands.
mhm.
So yeah, but sure, this is not an excuse. We just this is my job to make sure it works better. So I will do my best.
Okay, next question for exploration. Can players have the option to disable explosion damage globally for their exploration worlds? And also, if it's possible to allow living entities to take damage, but without, altering the terrain or blocks.
Uh, I'm not sure what would it mean to like have such setting like this globally for exploration, since exploration is like it contains also dedicated servers hosted by someone else, games where that are shared with you. So what
Well,
like on your island, on your
yeah, yeah, yeah.
own island. Yeah.
On your own game. The problem I think with this, like where they're going, is that sometimes it happens that like for instance on my server where we stream, we started building this house for me, and week later we came back to the world, and that was just big holes after explosions because some griefer came and just thought it would be funny to blow it all up. Like right now, there are settings for this. You can set that like players who are not your friends can't alter the terrain, and I think or no, it is more specific. Like they can't place or destroy entities or something like this. So probably just
Oh,
improve on
and
these.
you mean like you like forgot to set it up, and so you would like to be able to set what you what
Pro-
would be considered default values for you. So every every new island you discover would have these rules, right?
I think so. Well, at least if I got it correctly. So yeah, yeah. Oknog is saying terrain and entity placement and picking. You can. Uh, oh yeah, Jacobs is right. Right now you have only like settings for like clan or friends, and it would be great if we expanded this and you could actually say like this player can, you know.
Yeah, I think we discussed this the last time or the time before. This was a planned part of this feature, and we didn't have time
Oh
to
yeah,
implement it. Maybe 1.8 is actually the version where the update where this could be added.
okay. Since polishes and stuff, yeah, it makes sense. Okay. Can you create? Can you increase the default number of mutants, especially ones that drop islandium dust in Legacy Exploration map?
Uh, we can definitely, but I would need to discuss this with the designers. This is always a tricky thing. Before we do something like that, we need to make sure that this is something that more people are experiencing, because we it's similar, and it's actually tied to or linked with difficulty. We, like, no matter what we do, we always get contradicting uh, posts
Yeah. Oh
about
yeah.
game being too easy, being too difficult. So yeah, this is something where we need to tread lightly and carefully, but sure, we can discuss this.
Okay. Cool. How many custom scenarios are currently in the game? More than five? I have no idea.
Uh, I don't know really. Uh, yeah, I can check. I can check. I know that there are some that are still unfinished,
Oh yeah, definitely.
and we will be adding them. But I'm not really sure about the exact number, but it can be we should be able to find out very easily
Yeah. So
tomorrow.
so I'll just let you guys know tomorrow when we ask uh lead designer, because I think Equi will
Yeah,
definitely
but,
know.
it's few. It's actually few, uh, and hopefully this will get better with 1.7, and definitely much better with 1.8.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I know that like there are many more planned, so hopefully that will be. Okay. Can farm an island does using 12 minutes. Okay. Nikki told us to ask again about making the scuba helmet brighter. Oh yeah, this is tied to the underwater light. You know, where when you're very deep in the ocean, even with the scuba helmet equipped, source of light, you can't see very far. And we have these very beautiful random encounters right now underwater, and players can't even see them. So if we can make it brighter, and I know we've
Yeah,
already talked about this before, but if
yeah. I'll check if it's already a task, and if not, I will create it.
okay, so it is possible, and that will be a task. Okay, yeah, in small, we will see how it works. We said no earlier, really. See, Aleš, your past self screwed you.
Do you remember? Do you remember why I said no?
No. Uh, that is a new member of our team. He is part of the editor designers, and he's a really great guy.
Oh, scary. Yeah, sure. I mean, definitely the whole point of being deep underwater is that it is scary. But like, if it's getting in a way of like exploring the random encounters that we created, it I guess that kind of like needs to be fixed. So what I probably meant, and I'm sorry if it came out like in the wrong way, was that we definitely don't want to make the like anything brighter down there. But I
Yes.
can see how we can just make the distance at which the light shines bigger.
Yeah. What about adding leaves, debris on the ground, and fallen trees? It's just more assets, and I think we don't have time for assets right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, uh, as far as this goes, it's not a bad idea, and it's just more game assets. It is a good idea, but our graphics, graphics department is very, very busy for probably like 1 or 2 updates right now. So yeah, it could happen in the future, and I think like why not? But yeah, okay. I think we have uh time for like 1 or 2 questions, right? Which department is the least busy so we can fill them up with work?
Yeah, I think it's debatable. Like I think every department would probably say that it's them. Sorry, it's not them.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
true.
but yeah, I don't really know anyone who would just, just be like chilling all the time. Uh, Especially now, again, like when it gets closer to what we call a data log, which is which is a date when you should have all your features implemented in some way, ready, or not in some way, ideally finished, uh, so that the testing can commence. So as this date is getting near, then we all are like super busy. So maybe who has it a little bit better in the beginning of each development cycle is QA, but the easier it's for them at the beginning, the worse it's for them at the end, where they are the ones who are like who have the, the most work to do.
Okay. Uh, Someone wanted a rotation randomization button in building mode. Oh, that's cool. When you have the building mode, that you could automatically randomize the placement, so you wouldn't have to rotate each block yourself. But
Don't
but then
don't we have this already?
no, I don't think so.
Are we okay? So I maybe because okay, so it's probably because we've talked about this so many times that we need to add it. That I only an editor.
I didn't know we have that in editor, to be honest. That is cool. I will have to try it on the next editor stream. This is gonna be the first thing we try. Okay, but I think this will be a similar thing to copying the rotation in the building mode, right? That you. Oh, cool. You'll have to show me on the editor stream, definitely. Okay, so one last question, guys, and I think then we're gonna end this. So choose wisely, because Aleš is ready. Dum, dum, dum. No one has any questions, Aleš. Mello asked if Aleš thinks that it is a good idea for me to enable the custom sounds on the stream that lets you play sounds for us, and you specifically didn't want them, so I don't think that's a good idea. But Aleš, it's a question for you, so okay,
Uh,
that's true.
yeah, sure. Why
Oh,
not?
okay, so just give me a second, guys.
I mean, like it depends, like how, like if it turns out to be like a super, like, if we can barely hear ourselves over the sounds, then
Oh no,
probably.
it's not really that bad. It's just da, 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 da. Just give me a second. Da, 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 da.
Yeah, but we could at least add some like booing sounds, like, if the answer is not good enough.
Good. See, Alkanog, he loves the sounds. Okay, so it should be there. So yeah, this is it. They can applaud you. I think you will like this one, Aleš. I will add some boo sound for the next stream to be ready. But yeah, I have to warn you, Aleš. Sometimes it gets uh, very scary. They actually caused me a small heart attack with the sounds on the last stream. So
Okay, I mean we can try if it
tread
works.
carefully.
Then, yeah.
Okay, I think this is a good place to stop, guys. We covered the list, and Aleš answered everything like a champ. He made a lot of promises for his future self. He's not gonna be happy for sure, but hey, what can he do? Well, he could fire me for one, but eh.
Yeah, I just keep remembering, like, do you remember Rimmer? Like he
Yeah.
like he woke up and just like
Oh yeah. He kept remembering the. Oh, that was so great. Okay, well, one question for me. What is the most important thing you want to change about the game? Oh, it's a very tough question to be honest. Oh, I honestly don't know. Like, I seriously don't know what I would pick because there's a lot of things that I don't particularly like about the game just because there wasn't either time to implement the features the way we would like them, or something was already implemented when I started. But yeah, I will definitely think about it and I will come up with one thing that is really bugging me. Okay, so thank you for stopping by, guys. I'm gonna end it here, sadly the whole stream because I'm still busy. And tomorrow will be a edited stream starting 8 p.m. CET as today. So hope you guys stop by. Yeah.
thank you guys, bye.
Bye.